Hello, students of GCA. We're going to do a really cool art project today. It's been sunny the last couple days, and I've been a little inspired by that. So, I'm going to show you some of the ingredients or supplies that you're going to need for this. And, there's a lot of creative ways to do this, but I just started out with a pack of markers that I have, not many colors, tissue box, which if you've got those left over, those are always good to use. That'll be our stencil. And you're also going to want two pieces of paper, preferably white paper. You can use computer paper, totally fine. If you've got art paper, that's good. And I only say two pieces of paper because we want to make sure that our tissue box stencil can fit on it. So what you do with those two pieces of paper is you just put them together side by side as close as you can and just put one strip of clear tape down the middle, and that'll actually hold the pages together just fine. But then you want to flip that paper over. You don't want to draw on the side with the tape. You want to draw on the side of just the paper. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I just stencil my Kleenex box. It's a square or a rectangle, right? Longer sides. So once that rectangle is sketched out, I turn it slightly clockwise and just kind of keep sketching over that pattern. Just keep stenciling over that tissue box. Turn it a little bit, draw around it, turn it a little bit, draw around it, and use different colors each time and try to go back and forth between hot colors, oranges, reds, yellows, and cold colors, purples, blues, violets, that kind of stuff. So over time, you're going to be twisting that stencil and stenciling that tissue box till you end up with this kind of fractal, this geometric fractal. And I love patterns. So stenciling is a good way to achieve a fun pattern, and you're kind of working with that balance and that natural element. Looks really cool. So then what I'm going to do is go in and actually start coloring in all the shapes. And we've done a lot of stuff like this in class before, so you might be familiar with this process. But it's a good way to kill time, turn on some good music, and just kind of zone out, start coloring in those shapes. And try to keep them spaced out. Again, don't keep too many hot colors together, don't put too many cold colors together. Space it out, make it look really interesting. And so once you fill in all those shapes, as you can see, we've got a nice like stained glass looking piece of art right now. Looks like a donut almost, or a sunshine, a sundial. But what I'm thinking of it is like a rose window in a cathedral, like Notre Dame, something like that, with the light shining through it. Just a lot of really pretty colors, geometry. There's a balance, there's a symmetry to it. And even though that center doesn't look like a perfect circle or a shape or anything like that, I don't need to worry about that because I'm going to show you something to kind of like balance out that element so it doesn't look so lopsided. All right, so I just go in with a black marker, Sharpie. I mean, you can do this with pencil and paper. The harder you, or the more you squeeze the pencil, the darker it will get. And the lighter you hold the pencil, the lighter it will get. So if you don't have a lot of colors, just try different shades of black, gray, and white. So in the center, and you don't have to make a spiral. But this is just my way of kind of working towards kind of tying it all together. So just make a simple spiral. And then I actually went in with a pencil, put in some graphite just right on top of it. And if you look real close, you can see how my tape line is kind of showing through on the other side, but it's fine with me because I think it still looks good. So I'm just coloring with that graphite, with that pencil straight on top, and I kind of smear it with my hand a little bit to mix it in. And then I added these little movement embellishments, these little tick marks, these little line marks, lines and dots. That gives the inside of you've got this balance and this stability of those geometric shapes on the outside, and on the inside you've got that organic spiral, those little tick marks that gives it a lot more movement. So you've got a nice balance of stability and movement all in one art piece. Now, you could be finished, but what I like to do is kind of cut it out, right? And I cut it out with a little bit of a border right around the outside, and that white that I leave around the border will make it glow a little bit more, make it a little brighter, and it'll kind of true up the edges, make it look less foggy. So once again, we've got a nice balance of stability and organic. And then I really thought, wouldn't it be cool if you hung this up on a window, or you could hang it up outside, but you'd have to seal it somehow. You could probably use clear packaging tape and seal your painting or your drawing or your marker And so that when you cut it out, it'll actually be sealed inside some kind of protective plastic. It'll give it some weight too. So just put a little hole punch in it, hang it on some string, and you got a nice little outside mobile. But I really like how the light just shines through it. It looks really pretty. It goes well with the sunshine that we've been given. And like I said, it reminds me of that rose window. And even if you don't want to hang it up, it's kind of cool to put it on your dinner table, put it on a nightstand, coffee table. This is a birthday card I got from my uncle, and it looks really cool just sitting on top of my art. So you can see all the colors circling it. It's very nice. But I think it's really cool how just using a tissue box, simple ingredients, paper, we went from this, which is just a blank canvas, ended up with something like that. So hope you guys can all give this a try and see what you can come up with. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. And